How are you, everybody out there in the world? This is West Coast Wizard, and we're doing interview number 3, actually. Not in, you know what? Screw all this. Let's just get down to it. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's weird. It's like, where do I look? Everything's reversed, and wait. Let's go with that, okay? I have the flag behind me, of course. It's Armed Forces Day, and we have a very, very special guest, another fellow veteran. And I can't guarantee what's going to happen or what's going to come out of my mouth or Bill's. Both Keeper Bill is with us today. I'm honored, and he's a vet, and we're like brothers. So it's like, next, come on, Bill, come on. If you're here, sign in and click. Okay, I can see myself or whatever. Push your button. I know he's here. Oh, what? Oh, look. What's up, my brother? How are you, man?
How are you, my brother?
Look at the flags. See what happens, right? Look at the flags, everybody. We didn't plan this one.
Huh. Well,
wow, right? Yin yang.
Love it. Mine is upside down.
Explain to us why. Why is your flag upside down, soldier?
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me the privilege to be on your show. It's very, very nice. And veteran to veteran, I was going to be goofy with you, but the time for goofiness is still here. But let me explain to you the flag. Flag upside down represents distress. Either distress from my physical harm or something in my domain. I'm in distress, so it's a symbol of distress. It is not disrespecting the flag. I am using the flag as a tool to represent something.
Is this not also considered symbolism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something to think about, at least. So you know me. Bill, it's wonderful to speak to you again. We've spoken recently. You're amazing. The journey you're on is blessed by God and supported by your inner Jesus. And that's why you're here in my yang, the yin and yang. Yet we coexist because we have to have this balance.
Right.
You're great. Hey, you know what? And thank you for serving, brother.
Thank you for serving, my friend.
It's Armed Forces Day, and today's the day we honor us and our brothers, living and past.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
and the many unheard of the actions that they're doing for us, especially these last, 6 decades in particular, with the clandestine operation from JFK up. And you proudly served for one of the special forces that John F. Kennedy started. And what a blessing, because President John F. Kennedy started the Special Forces program, whether it was the SEALs, the Rangers, to get them going, to basically clean up this mess.
And the clandestine. Clandestine, thank you. And the clandestine. Call me a nomad clandestine. I love it.
Right.
So you know, the web is abuzz with your energy and your purpose with contacting sheriffs across the United States and visiting sheriffs, and now is when I'm learning to just be quiet and please ask you to explain your journey and your. Can we just welcome our fellow vets that are listening to your group, especially? Hey guys, I love you very much and thank you for your service. And if you lost something, okay, other than your mind, I still apologize and hopefully we can help you with that. If not now, then.
Yeah.
That's kind of fair, right? Okay,
I,
you know, you can heal yourself.
I've been throwing some prayers out, especially for this one veteran. It's actually Derek Johnson's dad, Jerry Johnson. He was in
Uh-huh.
the hospital, real bad bronchitis. He's under some good medicine to help him, kill a bug or two. He's going to be coming back strong, but just have him in your thoughts and in your prayers, because he's been helping his son pack those books up. These books right here, buddy, I tell you what. Yes, I am using your platform.
No, go for it. Yeah, it's fine.
With Garrett.
Derek and I, we connected yesterday, and I'll tell you further.
Oh, did you? Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, through
young
his,
man.
His agent. Okay, so
Oh.
they reached out, and we're going to talk tomorrow.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're going to talk tomorrow in person. And so far, the response is yes, he would love to do something for sure. So
that's amazing.
And you know what? There's a lot of, you know what? I posted something. I'm sorry, Bill. Here we go.
No, go ahead.
You know, I posted some earlier about go on TweakerX if you follow me on there or whatever. But it's about, it's like, let's mind our own business. And it really shouldn't matter. No, never mind what the fuck anybody thinks.
Right.
Because and in my opinion, keeping in stride with today and what today represents is like, you know what? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get into that frame of mind where it's like, you know what? If you didn't serve your country and risk your shit, what you're able to experience now, just be quiet, please, and listen and learn from those of us that have and that live through the ramifications of the past decisions that our leaders made for us in our best interest.
Yeah.
This is where I kind of have something to keep us on track, because I know you and I could go way.
No. Like I was telling you, be who you are, because authenticity is the most important factor of this whole mission. If we are authentic, then everything else is perfect. That love is even below authenticity. I cannot authentically care for you if I wasn't authentic myself. Whether I'm goofy as hell or toothless or whatever, guess what? You're going to get what you got. This is who I am. And this is who you are. And that's why you have, 46 people? I'm just joking. Yeah. What is it? 25,000 people?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? And you know what? And going back, Bill, is I think a focal point for both of us, and I'm going to let you expand on your mission, is that if we've helped one person find a reason to believe, then we've succeeded. And somewhat it'll be for me, God bless the movement, because if we affect one soul in a barrel can affect the whole barrel too.
Absolutely.
Just as an apple can be the contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think we're both born on this mission, and some miraculous reason I've survived my military experience as you have. Mm-hmm. And here we are. And you know what? It kind of blends. It's like, how do we assimilate back into society? I had to write it down so I don't forget. How do we, we do our time. We go boot camp and we do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we go serve wherever we end up serving. And then when you're done, it's like, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what your experience was, it's like, I'm short. I'm out in, 14 days. And that's all you live and pray to God that you live to see happen.
Right.
Ooh, perfect timing. The AI is screaming. What was that? Hey, Angels. Hang on, buddy. Hey, Paula, are you there? Can you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so is there somebody that has their foot turned on? Who's got a hot foot?
Not that I can see.
No, that echo is weird.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Is it on my
Oh,
end? Do you hear anything?
yeah. Oh, you suck. I had to do it, buddy. What is that? A ham radio?
I had to bring my phone way down, and that way it
Your
won't
hand-
mess up anything.
Your
There's my
handset.
grandson. There's my grandson. Isn't he awesome?
Oh my goodness! Look at him.
Yeah.
How old? How old? Congratulations.
He's 4 months old.
4 months.
Already more mature than me.
Away.
Yeah.
Away. T-shirt. Away. Yeah. I love it. I love it. You know, kind of go along with the vets that are watching us right now, and veterans everywhere, men, women. Thank you so much for your service and your end results, whatever they might be. And we're still talking soldiers veterans that survived. What would you say? Korea, maybe? Is that a stretch? Or are there Korean veterans still out there?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, God, they're in their 90s then. They've got to be in their 90s.
There's a late 80s, early 90s for a lot of them. And an uncle of mine he had passed, but I tell you the stories that were told as a young man with my father, my uncles, other men of that time. If they had social media then, we would not be having this conversation today. Is my opinion, because the men that raised me, in particular, would not have stood for this. Would not have stood for any of it, and by this weekend, everything would have been done. If it makes sense.
You know, they remember everybody back in the day when they trained Minutemen, and they did this in Fort Ord. It's a place where I proudly served before it closed. It was one of the biggest closers ever, right? So yeah. I just squirreled it. You know, today I've been posting things earlier, Bill, about my past credentials in the military, or can you specify, Wizard, to prove that you're a veteran? Okay. Well, I've shown my proof. I know, but I still kind of I went into that memory part. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the dirt, when you're potentially being fired upon,
right?
You think of the most basic of things, right? It's like, am I going to wake up tomorrow, or am I going to have all my shit in a minute, right? And I had not flashback. I had flashbacks today. That's fair. I have PTSD, but PTSD squirrel. I love this squirrel. PTSD, everybody, isn't limited to just veterans. It's you. It's a female. It's a baby. It's a tater tot. You could have fallen off the fucking pumpkin when you were tiny and not remembered and have bimped your head. Okay, you don't know, and so just hold on to the light that you have now. But boy, that was kind of like a message. Like, you know, hold on to the beacon you have, because it's all you have.
Right.
I squirrel, but you know what? I hope I speak. I pray to God that I speak on behalf of 20 or 30 million veterans that are still alive. Okay, we love you very much, and we were willing to die for your ability to watch us now.
Right.
And just let that sink in. I mean, the gravity of the situation is upon us.
Right.
Literally, and you know, the time is now. The time that we take action, and I'm going to lead right into you. And how do we fix this shit? This never-ending loop of bullshit that we're being fed on MSN Daily. So Governor Newsom's so bad because of McDonald's price. You know, bah! How many times do you have to tell us? Right? We get it. Some of us, and some of the thicker ones are like, ooh, shit, a Big Mac is $20, but I'll take 2 and pay $80 for Uber. I'm sorry.
I'd like to finance a Big Mac, please.
No, dude, we're going into the Uber business. We'll call it something else.
Oh, yeah, Uber.
Mouse the Halo Express. There you go. The Halo Express. The Freedom Express. Woo woo, motherfucker. Yep. Oh, here we go. You're gonna make me digress, dude. Look, everybody. Okay. I'm gonna just flashback. Then I promise I'll shut up. Okay. One of my daily experiences in Germany while serving in the NATO countries for you in the dark forest, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, my roommate, Green Beret Ray, and I would we'd split a fifth of 151 with a little dash of, soda in there, and we would run amok. We
beat
would
the shit out of each other.
What's that?
Would you beat the shit out of each other for fun?
Oh, I think you said, did you love each other? Yeah, yeah to you. The pillow was stuck to the head more than a few times, right? That wasn't my choice. Well, kind of. It was a consequence for what I did. I banged my head against a concrete wall with his help, and I woke up with blood on the pillow that dried overnight because I was passed out. And I'm like, what the fuck? But he did too. Yep. Next time he pulled a knife on me, he regretted that shit. I broke his thumb. I didn't tell you that one. I fucking broke his thumb. This guy would put on camouflage, and I'd have a knife at my throat in the lower bunk, right? And I'd wake up, had a beat of sweat. I'm like, what the fuck is your deal, He's like, if you move up, you fuck my throat. Well, I broke his thumb one morning. He didn't do that shit anymore. And I have a story for another day where he shot himself, totally trying to show his brother how a 45 won't shoot if you hit the barrel and hold it back. You know the deal. And he got it ground chambered and he goes, watch, boom. And that's another story for another time. But, well, maybe now. He had the mitt. And he came to me from Fort Benning, and he moved in for a rehab 2 months. And he had a mitt with springs. I was out of the military at the time. I'm done. He's pursuing his career as a special forces. So every day it was required that he shot out the bones right here. The bullet went here. 45, boom.
What?
And he had pins. I'm sorry, everybody. I love you, but you asked for it. It's Veterans Day. So he had pins put in here to let the bone graft back what little fragments were still there. And the rest were like under tension with like these fucking springs, right? It was funny. It looks like a tennis racket. And if you know, you know. Okay. Doctor's orders, they have to be spun twice daily so that nothing sticks. And guess we got to do it for a month, at least a month. Sometimes I do it later in the day so that I knew more shit had stuck to it. And I'm like, who's your daddy now, bitch? So I made a Green Beret cry many times. That just felt good to say that. So, boo boo.
No, it's great. We gave a good almost 20 minutes to let people settle in and understand the humor, even though this is not a...
Good buddy, our time's up. So it's been a pleasure, Bill.
Yeah.
People are like, ooh. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up. I did have some stuff for you, but I didn't do that much. But, So
the thing of it is, no matter what you or I say within an hour, it's going to be a pebble in the ocean compared to what has gone on. So a little bit about myself.
A lot, please.
I'm 49 years old. I was a single dad for many years of two boys who joined the military themselves and who are already out, actually, in and out. They're gone. They're good boys. They're good men. I'm married to a lady who has 3 little girls who I consider my daughters. I work aircraft. I'm an aircraft mechanic. I did that in the Air Force for 6 years, and then I got out and I joined the Navy Seabees for 4 years as a reservist. My brother was in the same battalion, NMCB 27, out of Watertown, New York, at Fort Drum. It was just reserve, And I wanted to keep my time going, and but I did 4 years. It was just too hard to be dad and soldier, which is fine.
So what year? I'm sorry. What year did you go in?
94 to 2000 in the Air Force active duty, and then 2000 to 2004 U.S. Navy. And I was just an E4. I did not progress any level. I was a little mouthy and really didn't play the game very well, if you will. I wouldn't question people purposely to be a peckerhead, but I would question people because they were a peckerhead, if it makes any sense.
Well, for sure. I mean, if you got an income and it's coming at you, sure.
Right. I would do most of it and then ask, why did I have to do that? If I didn't feel uncomfortable doing it. But if it's something I felt uncomfortable with, I would stop and say, I don't understand. Why is this? Because I said so. Not good enough. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not good enough. And 9 times out of 10, I'm still doing it, plus extra duty due to my behavior, which is fine. I found out 30 years later that attitude is good now in this atmosphere than it was then, if that makes any sense.
This is a beautiful moment you brought us to. Is it fair for me to ask you that you have found yourself after all these years, you've found yourself and what your purpose truly is?
Absolutely. And I don't want to be here. Bill Frank, I don't want this. I never wanted to be on a screen or do any of this. God kept Billy.
Have you heard of the 144 Grand Club?
Mm-hmm. I was told I was part of 144,000. This was 10 years ago, and I never understood what that was all about.
Because your fucking head was too thick, bro. You're here now. You're part of the club.
Yeah.
I can talk to you like that because we're beds. Anywhere else would be like, oh, how disrespectful, wizard. No, you know what, everybody? Let me interrupt. We'll keep on the vet theme too. Is that amongst vets that survived and are alive and capable of communicating, we don't even have to talk. We already know each other because we are one. Because we didn't have a choice when many were out there in the fucking field getting shot and bleeding all night and screaming all night. And there's nothing you can fucking do but tell them to hang on. Mm-hmm. Nothing you can fucking do other than tell them to hang on and hold their hand in some cases.
Press on.
So if you haven't know what I'm fucking saying or talking about, please give us respect to those of us that have. And there's a lot of disrespect to veterans, and that's why I do this, Bill. I'm on a loving channel, but you know what? Message to the world: be careful what you fuck with here. 20
fuck
million.
Around and find out, baby.
Fuck around and find out. Out of 20, now, I'm sure 10 million are way able-bodied to go.
You're as well aware of this, probably more than myself, with certain negative trolls or whatever. There are a lot of negative veterans as well who it's easy for them to just tear apart versus take a step back, open your mind a little bit to something that may be there versus saying, no, because it's so unbelievable.
You're leading into a really good example of what you're talking about. Hey, a lot of us out there, veterans. Okay, see these fingers? Look at my hands. They're not blown off and reattached or anything, but they're just broken. This my ring finger and my middle finger of this hand were caught in a rolling door bar that hoists up a commercial door. It wasn't unsprung all the way. It gave me a false positive. And I went and touched it, and it was just spun like 3 times. And my fingers followed. So I went to the hospital, of course, because I had to have stitches in this one, stitches in this one, right? So it was self-inflicted due to my own. I could have been more careful, but I was as careful as I thought I could have been. And there was a lobe in there that wasn't accounted for in the bar, if that makes sense. And the bolt was on there. And when I touched it, it was just enough to let it go that last 3. Anyway, I was up 12 feet, and I'm like, oh my God. And I had to pull my hands out from behind. I had to unroll it with the right hand because this one got knocked out. Anyway, long story short, it was really bad. And I went to the hospital, and I used the Veterans Anywhere Care card, which I have. I got the card, right? And it's okay, cool. And they did their deal. And, then I get a bill 2 weeks later for $8,000.
Yeah.
They go, we haven't seen you in over 2 years. Sorry. Timing. Winna, pay us. So I did. So I have my own feelings about veterans healthcare. I don't trust anybody right now, bro. I'm sorry.
It's very difficult.
Fucking trace arounds at me. I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm over any government person going, we'll take care of you and we know better. Motherfucker, come into the swamp one night with me and we'll talk about your outlook on life. And if you live, you can go home and tell our CNN about
it. Communist News Network.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, the sacrifices that the veterans have made and yourself by putting your ass actually out on the line going, you know what, we're going after you bad guys via the sheriff, via the constitutional way. Now I'm going to shut the fuck up and let you talk about that.
Today I am just overly excited. When people say, how are you doing? I always say if I was any happier, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I say that on a pissy day. I say that on a day I just stubbed my goddamn toe on something. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Just have to do that. The frequency, the love, the authenticity, right? And almost fake it till you make it sometimes. With these sheriffs, I've been waiting 3 years to get a sheriff who absolutely went by his oath of enlistment, and under sheriff as well. The sheriff prior to him was just a body. Didn't want to listen to anything I had to say. I took it very personally at the time because I'm thinking to myself, well, how are we to overcome this? We can still overcome. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have went with bonds for the win. I would have went for different affidavits and different attorney generals, just work my way up and force the hand of these individuals. But this operation, this Q operation, the clandestine operation, the General Flynn, the Donald Trump, President Trump, all of these different things have had to occur, I feel, to deprogram us, get us together as a collective, and now we're ready to jump. The baby steps are done. It's time to walk now. And people would say to me, what's that?
We just had a time jump, I think, yesterday or whatever with the Schumann.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Point of interest, everybody. Yeah.
When this gentleman, I believe he was a lieutenant colonel, Ivan Ranklin, is that correct? Ranklin?
Yes, retired, right, correct. Special Forces. Yep.
I mean, Special Forces, attorney, working side by side General Flynn for a long time. I feel, this is an opinion, he's part of the clandestine operation. But everything has got to come as if it's organically happening. Everything, I feel, part of this whole mission has got to come from we the people, you, me.
And in baby steps. A lot of us are so anxious, right, that we just want to take leaps and bounds, and overnight everything's going to change.
Right.
And it's not.
Yeah.
It's going to creep. It's going to creep in good, just as it's been creeping bad for 4 years. We start this slow creep of good, and it's going to take years to undo the damage. We can't undo the death, but we can harbor the death in the soul and let them live through us as more of a collective being, which we are. And that would be their greatest gift back to us, is to help in strengthen or enforce the current movement of light that's happening. And through all I put this in my channel, you might not have seen it, but I was brave, like Nemo with an eye, and I said, you know what, today I'll sole host any dead veterans that are willing to participate, and let me speak on your behalf with honor and grace and dignity. And the overwhelming feeling I get when I channel that right now is that they say, we love you, don't give up, and we've got your back.
Right. It's important.
That's all we've got.
With everybody.
We have faith.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have faith in the God above? Right, the song. I'll play it later. Yeah, right. I think all these great hits. Hey, when you were in the service, what was some of your favorite music? I have a few, but what
Nirvana.
Nirvana. Ah, okay.
Metallica, Nirvana, Prince, Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson.
Would you?
I was in the airport, so.
No, but would you guys dance to that shit in the barracks?
Well, it was in between when the ladies come to clean our room.
Oh, you were in Korea. Vietnam. Oops. My bad. Sorry.
I lived in Japan for 4 years.
Well, there you go. Well, that said it. I was close. Like a lawn dart. Give me a break. I'm hurling from here.
So the sheriff, right? Because I'll squirrel this whole thing.
For sheriffs, what are you doing with the sheriff? What do you want them to do?
So,
what do you want them to do?
So I've got some good veteran buddies around me who we communicate all the time. And we've been deep diving for 9 years now, different stuff, you know. And then we finally got some decent sheriffs. And these gentlemen, they didn't know. No, not too many people realize the Act of 1871, what that really did to us. Every situation that's occurring right now negatively in our nation, you can almost not look at and just gear toward what they did to us in 1871. Take all of your energy and go to that, and that will clean everything else up. Instead of, is this guy bad? Is this guy bad? This guy's got a mask on. Is the same guy? Is that all that energy is going all over?
They collect that.
Mm-hmm. The negative.
About the negative, the loosh. Mm-hmm.
This is between evil and good.
But that's why there's war.
Right.
Talking about loosh, that's why there's war, everybody. And here's a sickening one for you. This is how evil our warlords, our military were way back then in the trenches and shit, okay? If they came upon a soldier that was shot in a trench or a foxhole, they would go in and rape them and harvest that loosh, thinking that it would make them stronger and be able to survive. And that's some deep, weird shit, but you know I'm right. Stuff they don't talk about, right? What's trench warfare? Mm-hmm. Exactly how it sounds.
Yep.
It's horrible, ugly, and that's been occurring over in the Ukraine because it's just been, in my opinion, a bunch of bullshit. But it's also a slaughter pen right now, or was.
It was.
Where the civilians were taken advantage of and raped and murdered, and the kids sold off or worse, right? And they have it all backwards. Putin, oh God, I don't even want to go there. You know what? I'm not going to talk about Russia, okay? But I don't have a negative thing to say right now about Russia, so I'll leave it at that.
Right, me too.
There's an alliance that's been formed.
Oh, yep.
We've been under the biggest uniform military joint effort that's ever existed in mankind's ability to even think about. Okay. So just stay tuned. I know you're fed up and so are we, but last resort, us veterans will break out arms and we'll protect your ass. Okay. So other than that, suck it up, buttercup. There. I summed it up real good right there. Huh?
That's excellent. I'm going to take probably a good solid 6 minutes, and
Please do.
I'm going to express a little bit in respect to my first, second, and third meeting with our sheriff. They were very respectful. I went in only with knowledge being my gift. Whatever I could share with the knowledge that I felt I had, I wanted to give them. Because knowledge isn't worth a shit unless you share it. And I'm going to bring young Derek Johnson's name back in here. First of all, that young man, due to what he has assisted, just not myself, but many, explaining these executive orders, what these executive orders have done, the October 2017 worldwide tour that President Trump did, what the significance was, the Act of 1871, where Washington, D.C. literally stole our independence that day in 1871. Forgive me, I can't recall the exact date. But when the Washington, D.C. was formed, they turned the United States of America into the United States as a corporation, unbeknownst to everybody. You're just going to have to either don't accept what I have to say, but just take what I'm saying, write down Act of 1871, and do your own research. We don't have time to get into the big shebang. These are things I expressed to our sheriffs. The sheriffs were like, oh my gosh, I was unaware of it. So instead of a lot of us who think in the back of our minds, sheriffs aren't doing anything about all of this or that. There's a lot of sheriffs who don't have the time to study. They have not had the time. And I feel it's been orchestrated throughout time to keep people busy, to keep people like from 4 to 4. This is exactly what you do this whole day. From 3 to 3, this is exactly what you do for this whole day. And then there's punishments if you don't. And, if you're an extra ass kisser, we're going to give you a bonus and things of that nature. So that being said, our sheriffs need us. If this sheriff is very negative to you, which I doubt he will or she will, they perhaps may, depending on how you bring yourself to them. There was a gentleman that was very aggressive to the sheriff. The sheriff said, it made sense what the man was saying to me, but we cannot allow that type of talk to occur. Like, F this and F that. And his passion, the gentleman's passion, the sheriff was identifying. Like, man, this energy you have, yes, we understand, but you got to calm down. Why can't we can't calm down from this? They killing babies and it does suck. It sucks.
Right.
And it's not something to take lightly at all. And it's not something you could just tell somebody to calm down. It took me a couple years for myself to calm down after I found these things out. And my coworkers, I would share my information with my coworkers, and you get your conspiracy theorist, your guy's going to jail, Trump's going to jail, things like that. As a matter of fact, I got a call a little bit ago, said, can I go service an aircraft? I said, well, I have an interview. And I didn't say job interview, and I said, I have an interview. I said, well, can you do it tonight? I was like, sure. Are you looking for a job? I said, it's not a job interview. I stopped even saying I have these interviews and this was a fellow veteran. Just doesn't affect him right now, so he's good to go. This is what they're thinking about at the moment, the money.
That's interesting. That's an interesting squirrel right there. Really, is the current economy is that everybody's feeling a pinch at the gas pump. Believe me, I am in California. It's like $5.50 a gallon for mid-grade.
Right.
It's down to $5.85. Like a week ago, it's right. Oh, we need the summer blend. Mm-hmm. I got your blend right. Mm-hmm. All the bullshit in the market. It's like, fuck. Watch for. I'm not repeating what Nino mentioned, but he did mention that. Watch chicken. I'm scrolling down. Watch chicken jump in price.
Oh,
so yeah. It's coming, and eggs are already $20 for 50. Right, that's what it's like. Right. So pretty soon they'll be like probably $100 for 50 and shit. Right.
Probably.
Eat a half a dozen every morning in an omelet. That's my deal. And then I have big lunches and bigger meals. But anyway, squirrel. Now I'm hungry.
I go through Patriot Party news, as you know, and they allotted me the privilege to become the New York State director for Patriot Party News. Wow. That in itself has opened up the door for me to be able to utilize their platform to be able to show past videos, past things. And if they get on, there's like $8.99 a month. But the big thrust here in New York is for me to have something to grab a hold of and be a part of. And it's been a blessing because there's a lot of liberals here. And
so if you could tell us what your next move would be or is planned, what is it? How are you going to execute it? And what do you need to make it happen?
People. For we the people, we need more people. And whether you are sitting in a couch and you're unable to get off the couch, make a phone call. Get a hold of some veterans. Get a hold of some other patriots. Just keep calling. Don't the transmission, right? And drive, idle, reverse. The idle, I say, man, I wish, or why don't they do that? That's neutral. That you're not going anywhere. Go in the drive. That's what has to happen.
You go from projectionism to materialism, manifesting.
Right.
Visualize. Well, that'd be great. And we all do that from behind here, the keyboards. We do.
Absolutely.
We are, and it's not your fault, by the way. And if you haven't served three, it's okay. You didn't miss anything, right?
Warren from PPN, he gave me a wonderful opportunity to speak with Dr. Jan Helper Hayes.
Oh, wow.
What a conversation that was. This lady is something else. She's one of 12 who are part of the PSYOP team there, and her job is to kind of get a sense of the feel of people and paying attention to them and all that. And I explained to her what my thrust is, and I had a little Zoom call I did, and I had a few of my veteran buddies, not just veteran, but Patriot friends and veterans behind me during the Zoom. And it's what we did is we listened to an audio for the Second Declaration of Independence that was written July 4th, 2020. Let me rephrase that. It was written in 2018. It was signed by President Trump in 2020.
Interesting. I haven't heard that, but I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I think a lot of people aren't aware of a lot of things, and I'm praying that, ultimately, if Derek is able to come and share the screen, he'll have some more insight and be able to spell it out much more effectively and efficiently.
Oh, absolutely.
He's very articulate, everybody. And I put a thing out there earlier reminding people, basically don't throw rocks because you don't live in a glass house. And if you haven't walked in that person's footsteps or in their shoes, just grant them the respect to be them. Whatever their decisions are, we'll find out in the end. If they're in the book, they're in the book. So far, Derek's in the book, by the way.
And I've had to take a step back myself from how I communicate about some truthers, because I've allowed myself to get angry and disappointed to where I would voice an opinion that was not very good. To those that I did, I'm sorry. I am learning.
Me too. Me too. Good point, bro.
So I'm going to say I'm sorry.
This is all about being humble right here in front of a lot of people.
It's important,
humility matters. T-shirt. Humility matters.
Well, you remember my my foxhole story, right?
You want to share it? You good?
You're running, right? You're only one. You don't know who's in that foxhole, whether they're friend or foe, but you're not going to know until you jump in that foxhole. You jump in, friend or foe, whatever. Your friend, oh, God bless you. You're a friend. Let's go. Now there's two to jump in the next foxhole.
Yep.
Friend or foe. Woo! Another buddy. Now there's three to jump in the other foxhole. Yeah. And I tell you what, that's the way we need to rock and roll.
I think that's what's happening. I still think it's going to be a slow roll. There's going to be some moments where we're all going, what the fuck is happening? But if it gets too far beyond that, I really fear that they're going to just turn everything off for a minute and go, you know what? We've lost. Pull the switch, pull. And just pull that final deal where we're in the dark. And then they broadcast on TV and go, oh, Europe was hit by an asteroid, or half of the U.S. has got. Nobody would know. Nothing would happen. But at the power of suggestion, our minds at this point would go, oh, my God, we'd have no way of verifying. People that live in that zone be going, we're fine. And they would have no way of telling the rest of the world, we're fucking fine. What are you talking about? Because all of their bullshit is now inert. I made it that way yesterday, or I said so. Same thing.
If I may, I know time is.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Getting close. I've been doing some research in respect to the clandestine operation part of it, and some things that used to piss me off. Right, like. Somebody would say person A is bad, person B is good. I thought person B was bad, but you're saying it's good. No. Now, General Flynn, he cannot express anything about Q, even though those of us that have been in 8 to 20 years now with this, we know damn well General Flynn identified digital soldiers. He identified different things in the beginning of the movement. Turns it, and people say, well, it's because they changed them. But they didn't change them. It's the same person. And he has had to steer away from Q, and he even says, no, Donald Trump is not president. He's not CIC. When people ask, he has to play that narrative. President Trump, he cannot identify himself as the commander-in-chief. People get themselves so frustrated when they watch his rallies. And please vote for me at 2024. We have to hear that. We have to hear that. It's we, the people, that are organically going to fix this. I feel, did President Trump, did General Flynn help to orchestrate this? Yeah. They're heroes to me. To me, they are heroes. Along with everybody.
I agree with you. I'm sorry. Everybody that's played their part in this so far has gotten us to this moment, to right now.
Right. I don't like the movie. I use Operation, but I understand why they say movie. Because the collective are more non-military minded folks, to where popcorn represents movie. Movie represents a narrative. And it drives me nuts.
I kind of think the biggest following or age group that is following along the movement, believes in veterans and all that, is probably from, like, say, I'm going to be brave here and say like 47 and up.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, and especially the 50 and up and beyond, is because they have potentially in their mind nothing left to hang on to other than God and hope and some kind of a huge intervening return of Trump with chariots. I've said it, I'm swirling, but it's really important I always talk about maritime every day. It's really important to just believe in yourself first. First you gotta figure out you before you can figure out them, or even have a hope in hell of changing something. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have that Joan of Arc spirit reignited with all of you, let's do that. Someone will be for me. I reignite you. How's that? We're relit. You're lit today. We need that revival. We need that revival of Jesus. Yes. That realization that we all are one with Jesus because He dwells within. And I say it all the time. It's Jesus never left you, everybody. You did. You bailed.
Right.
You're in there, in and out. And whenever you're fuck, I'm arrested for DUI. Oh, dear God, let me out of this one. And He did. It cost you a minute, and then you do it again, maybe. Dummy. Don't repeat the same mistake.
My wife will ask me how I got out of the ticket. I just showed her but I don't know. I just get out of them.
Did you flash the cop? What the fuck, dude?
That's what I told my wife I did, but I didn't.
I flashed the cop. What do you mean? This is Chippendale.
Yeah, I would have went to jail then. But I tell you, I told her, I said, you just be authentic.
Yeah. Just be you. Just be you. And then you don't have to remember what the fuck you said.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, are we like, it'd be kind of fun. If I'm going to this is going to be great. There's a lot of people listening, I think. I can't tell. But there's probably somebody out there that's just really needs a prayer maybe, or is really in a desperate moment where they're like ready to, or a veteran. Are you okay if we have Paula pick somebody that, and please use discernment out there, anybody that has something that needs fixing. I feel like I'm in a fixing mood. That's what our veterans do, is we help heal you. We save your life in the foxhole when your shit's blown apart, and then we heal you when you're out. And we're not going to give up on you, okay? So, keep this in mind, is, avoid self-inflicted shit, okay? Don't be self-inflicted. That's a message for today. But you know what? You want to have somebody. We have time. We got plenty of time.
Oh, good.
We're okay. Hey, Paula, what do you think? and please, everybody, use your discernment. Make the time count. But do you have a question for us or for Bill? Who needs
I say
help?
find the most ornery son of a bitch you can find and get him on station here.
Release the Kraken. God, careful, Bill.
We do have some people raising their
Oh,
hands.
it's not a foot? I thought you had blue. I thought you
No,
had
it's a
blue feet.
hand.
Yeah, you need thermal socks. You need thermal socks.
Okay, how
Go
about
ahead.
Wendy Campbell?
Hey, Bill, you handle this.
Wendy?
What? This is your show.
Hello.
No, it's all good. Go ahead. Good luck.
I gotta get another speaker here. Hold on a second.
Okay,
Hello.
hang on, Wendy.
Okay.
Wendy, chill the fuck out, okay? That was Bill. Oh, this has turned into more than we thought. Good. Go ahead, Bill. This is you, buddy. Go ahead. It's Wendy. Wendy, Bill.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. It's Wendy. Wendy, Bill.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me,
Yeah.
Wendy?
I can hear you. Yes.
Are you echoing by chance in my microphone?
This is the first date? What the fuck?
Yeah, motherfucker. I'm learning this shit. How can I assist you, young lady?
I love y'all.
A Star is Born. Sorry. Let's get it. A Star is Born. I use the right hand to start going. Oh,
I know. I'm like,
I know. I can't
I'm
play.
waiting.
okay, sorry. Listen, we're squirreling you already, and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for Axel.
It's okay.
Because I'm not like
used
that
to
at all.
Axel. I'm used to Axel.
Because I'm not like that at all.
I'll be quiet. I'm going to mute my mic. Wait. I'm going to mute my mic. It's all you.
Don't mute your mic. How can I help you, miss?
Are you praying for people now? Is that what we're doing?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for Axel's
No, that's
rudeness.
okay. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I love your message. I'm right there with you. And
What's in your heart today to pray about?
I have a daughter who is 33, and then I realize now the indoctrination that this age group went through was horrendous. In school, in social settings, everywhere. And she has just gone on a downward spiral about herself, trying to find out who she is, where she fits in. She has children. She resorted to alcohol a few years ago and went through a terrible ordeal with an alcoholic husband who is a veteran, and I can't believe he's a veteran. I'm sorry. I pray for him as well. But my daughter needs prayer. She's starting over at 33, and her children are estranged from her at the moment, except for one. She has a 16-year-old daughter with her, my granddaughter. And I am trying to help her restart. And we just have so many roadblocks, financially, socially, everything. She's trying to come to grips with what's going on, realizing she's been lied to, and going through all of that, and trying to keep up with her children as well. And if we could just pray for her and anyone else, I know there are hundreds, thousands that are in her same situation. They need our prayer. And these children,
How old
and
are
these
her children?
grandchildren, they need our help. They need our prayers so that they can wake up and see what's going on. They don't have a reference point like I do. I have a reference point to reach back to. I know that a lot of what's going on is bullshit in the world. I knew when the COVID vaccine was being introduced that it was bull. I worked for the state, and I emailed our governor from my work computer to tell him he knew as well as I did, because we're the same age. that a vaccine
Wendy,
has nothing for a virus.
Wendy,
I'm just
I
at my
know my
wit's
speaker
end. I
is
want to
on.
help.
Hey, Wendy, I have a question. I don't mean to interrupt, but how
Please
old are
do.
you? How old are you?
62.
You're speaking for a lot of people right now, actually. That's pretty amazing. So the prayer that you're laying on my brother here is pretty heavy. You know that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I do. And I
And
apologize for being so
Don't
you
be
need,
frustrated with
sorry.
many people.
no, you need us now, and that's why it's actually a blessing that you called. And hey, Bill, are you comfortable in leading us in prayer for her right now, so that we can help heal her and get her through
With
her?
Yes, with God and Jesus leading me and you guys supporting me. Heck yeah, I can lead in prayer. Are we
Are
ready?
you going? Yep. Let's go, Miss Wendy. You go ahead. We're ready.
All right. Dear Lord Jesus, dear God, Yahweh, Yeshua, please help us. We are trying to help ourselves. We are trying to help our children. Show us the right recourse individually and collectively so that we can help these folks, these young ones that are trying to find their way. Folks like my daughter who is hearing everything and wanting to believe and struggling. They're trying to help their children and protect their children, and they're scared. We're all scared of these leaders that have let us down. Thank you, God, for opening our eyes and help us to help our children, help our grandchildren, help anyone who is struggling with this going on right now, with this war that's all over the world. Help us help each other. Thank you. And we pray this in your name, Lord Jesus. And thank you for everything. Thank you for moving in our lives and in this revealing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So mote it
God
be from
bless.
JT.
Amen.
Amen, and God bless you even more. Take that. We love you more, by the way. You were brave today.
I love you. I
We
love
have
you
gold
all.
stars, so you got to apply for a gold star.
Uh, thank you. I just want
You
to
win the gold
help. I
star
just want
today.
to
Good
do
job.
something.
That's funny. Wendy, you're not Wendy like Houdini's niece, right? I have a story about that. This might be the. You're not him. You're not her, right?
Wendy, Houdini's Wendy? No.
Okay. Good. Okay, we can move on.
I'm not
There's
Peter
history
Pan's
there.
Wendy
Okay,
either.
sorry, Bill. She totally robbed God's thunder out from under your feet, and I love it. You did well. You did well. You did. That's just a sample, buddy, of the love. That's just a sample of the love that's here, available for you and your movement, and for America, and for all the vets that follow you. And really, you are the shit, dude. You're not one of those typical people in the Drew. We talk a lot of crap and we do nothing. You go, what have you done? You've gone out and led and you've set an example now. You set a bar. You set a bar, and it's exemplary. And I applaud you, buddy. Thank you. I love you so much, and I think I say it for both of us that we love everybody that participated today, or you'll get to watch it later, but mucho love and respect and light. And God is here. By the way, he's already here. So don't you give up. Amen. And like I said, Christ has never left. You did for a minute, but the door's always open, and leave a light on, right? I love you guys. And hey, Bill, if you closing comments, please. What you got? You're muted.
Is that any better?
Oh, fuck yeah. Take that. Right.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Oh, perfect.
No,
I
I'm just
almost
joking.
stuck that shit out through my nose. You suck. That would have been bad.
But what I would like to say, squirrel, what I'd like to say is as a collective, and I'm talking all the big heavy hitters, whether it's not, I'm not a heavy hitter, I'm just heavy, but we cannot talk poorly of anybody anymore. We have got to stop. There's a value that you can find in everybody. If you cannot, then what you do is you leave.
Right.
You do not keep talking about that particular truther, wherever they are. Martin Luther King, I want all my, boys and girls and different color come together. Well, guess what? That's what has to happen now. There cannot be any longer.
Chastising kills. Chastising somebody kills. It will take your delay away, takes your shit away. And we need to turn from that. Once again, sir.
Yeah. Myself included. I am not coming across here as, I've never done that before. So I'd like to apologize to quite a few people, but I'm not going to say their names. I'm just, in general, you know what? It's done.
Yeah.
For now on, I'm going to build. I'm not going to tear apart. I'm going to build. And the platform I'm on, I'm not looking to sell it. It has nothing to do with money because none of us are making any damn money. And that's okay. It's a value that you cannot pay for.
Right.
There are people dying right now, and we need to step up.
Yeah. You got an e-ticket. Your audition was cool. Okay, I'll mail you a ticket. You got an e-ticket. You get the golden, you get to cut in front of Pirates of the Caribbean and shit. Lucky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lucky you. I love you, bro.
You know how hard it was to behave?
The dude reaching out for the keys, that's what Mr. does through the crack of the door, and the more he reaches out with those white fucking claws and the black arms, I'm like, holy shit. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean, I laugh every morning. He's like, let me out. Oh, yeah. Anyway, don't let your black cat out too early, everybody. So this has been another fun one with the wizard. Hey, you know what, Bill? If you're cool with this, man, we'll do this again sometime because
I would love it.
He is like the flag dealio. What the fuck, right?
Yeah. And again, read the Declaration of Independence, the second one. Read the Act of 1871. That's your homework for the next week. DM me for any questions, or if you're pissed off, or if I said something that you didn't care for, get a hold of me. I like going right to the fucking ghetto. That's what a lot of why I like that Lieutenant Colonel. I believe it's Lieutenant Colonel or is he Fulbert? I can't remember. But Ivan Ranklin.
Oh, God.
Detachment 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Ooh, we're ready.
But how can we spell it? Wait, Ivan, Ranklin, Raiklan, right? Ranklin, correct?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Watch this guy.
Yeah.
Up, watch this guy. It's the newest movement that nobody's been talking about because it's
and I need people in New York, and we have statewide. Again, I'm using Patriot Party News, okay?
Yeah.
.com. I'm not trying to sell them, but I'm trying to sell them because these men and women are 100% working for our Patriot community. That's no bullshit. If you hear anybody saying, oh, look at the money they're making, knock that out in the bud. We've got people there that are
look at what's happening in the current world right now that we see as things that are weird, but they're getting better. It's a strange parallax we're in, right?
Yep.
But it's because of people like PPN and yourself and myself, all of our contributions combined are making a difference. The consciousness is shifting, and the only way we can do that is united. And I'm all about being united right now because we've been so fucking torn apart and obliterated that all we can do is be like mercury. When you drop it and it scatters and then you start gathering it up, it starts collecting itself really quickly, right? So act like mercury in a good way. Okay, I know him too. I know mercury. Like he's chill, right? He's good. So I love you,
God
buddy.
bless you.
So much.
I
God
love
bless
you,
you.
brother.
I love everybody that's listening and everybody that they're going to go share this with, or just their whole world is going to just be magically better, and their whole situation's going to help cure itself, because that's all within. And we're here
It
to
sure
heal.
is.
Here to heal.
Yep.
Veterans, you can do this again. I couldn't do this after I put my hands up. I couldn't even bend them. Okay. And it took me like a few years, but I'm doing it. Look at it. It's limited. It's limited, but you know what? I'll own it. I did it to myself, along with our commitments and decisions like I'll enlist. Well, sometimes you get the full dealio with it. Okay. So be careful of your choices, and your words matter. And Bill, I love you more. Let's talk. Love you, everybody. Let's leave it open mic for a minute so we can absorb the love loose. Listen to this. This will be great. Let it rip, Paula. Unplug everybody. This will be good. No, I'm serious. We want to feel it. Come on. How do we do today? Give us a thumbs up.
I do not know.
Tickle everybody still. Let them yap. We're leaving, so let them yap. Yap. Fuck. Really? There's no. Hey, we hypnotize their shit. Okay.
Thank you so much. We love you.
We love you so much.
Love you.
Thank you, Bill.
Love you. Thank you all.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Love you.